Today we are going to delve into the beautiful passage of the temptation of Christ in the desert. But before we do so, let us take a step back and look into the Old Testament at the Song of Songs, in which God speaks to the soul and says, "I will lead her into the desert and I will speak to her heart." And the soul answers, "Draw me, we will run after you." For a lot of people, the desert is a place of barrenness, of danger, of ugliness, and of demons. But in the Old Testament and the New Testament, we see that the desert is actually the place in which God meets the human soul. We see that with Moses, we see that with Elijah, we see that with John the Baptist, and we see that with Christ. Before being tempted, we note that in the Gospel passage it says, Christ was led by the Spirit. This means that Christ allowed himself to be led. He was not dragged into the desert. He was called there and he followed. And we see throughout the passage, as the devil was tempting him, Christ always pushed his answer back to God. In every answer, he led even the devil back to thinking about God. That's why we see when it said Christ was hungry, it did not affect his soul, only his body, because his soul was up in heaven. And we note that in Mass, when the priest tells us, "Lift up your hearts," and we say, "We lift them up to the Lord." So this fast, let us all step away from the things to which we are attached and allow ourselves to more easily be led by the Spirit to a beautiful encounter with God in heaven.